Hey, good morning. I wanted to share a verse about love today, as we're doing this for the next for the next 28 days for the month of February. We are looking at the love of God and our love for people and what God calls us to. And the verse today talks about dwelling in love and dwelling in God's love. It says in 1 John 4 and verse number 16, and we have known and believed the love that God hath towards us. God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. He calls us to abide in his love, to dwell in that, to make that a major part of our life. Again, this is something that's very hard to do. When we looked at the verse yesterday that we looked at, that said that God loved us while we were yet sinners. God calls us to have that same type of love towards people. Even when people seem very unlovable, we are to dwell in the love of God because it allows us to have God dwelling in our lives and to love people as he has loved them. It's a very hard thing to do, but it goes hand in hand with the two greatest commandments that God gives us: to love God with everything, to love God with all of our heart and our soul and our mind and our might. And the second command is like unto it, to love our neighbors as ourselves, to love God and to love others. But you have to make the determination that you will live in God's love today, that you will dwell in that you will abide in that. It is a difficult thing for us to do, especially if we try to do it in our own flesh, because here's the truth. If we try to do it in our own flesh, we're going to fail every time. This is why it's so essential to not quench the Holy Spirit in our lives and allow him to have control of our lives each and every day. Look, I know as a Baptist pastor, we are very bad about crediting the Holy Spirit with things. But the Holy Spirit must be the power that we allow to be in our lives and allow to control us and direct us and help us and abide in that, so that we can abide in God's love that he calls us to do in 1 John 4 in verse number 16. And we know and believe the love that God hath towards us. God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. Will you choose to dwell in God's love today? God bless.